Welcome back to the second episode, and as you can see, I've gotten myself into a bit of a predicament. I was just calmly walking when the next thing I know, I'm here. Eh, Yeah, I'm here. I don't really know. Ow, ow. I don't really know. What is going on, or where I'm supposed to go. After all, this was supposed to be the second episode of Base Build. Uh, oh, it's a book. Maybe it'll help me find why I'm here. To find our target for the second episode, you must use the items in this chest. Rearrange them into the correct order to solve the mystery. Who is it? Well, that's dumb. There's not even a chest. And why would you even leave a book in the nether? Or maybe... Well, look at that. The oldest trick in the book. Let's see. We? Boo. Oh. Is it? Hold on, let me just... Boo. I think our target today for the base build is Wimbu. Did you like that? Did you like that segment? I spent so long just sitting here and doing this. I did this for an intro. This is the day's intro. It's not talking like the last episode. No, I made myself look insane just to get this intro. I mean, look at this. I built this entire platform for what? Just for one lazy thing. I didn't even need the book. I could have just popped. I'm killing myself. I hate my life. Well, that was something. So, let's divert our attention from editor puppeteer's monstrosity of a breakdown, and let's get into the second episode of Base Builds. Today's target, Wimbu. So, unlike, Squiddo, the last person I did, she had a very, kind of full color palette. She at least had more than 2 colors. He doesn't. Obviously, it's just purple and black. So, trying to, limit, make my creativity for this, it's gonna take a lot out of me. And, as you saw from my drawing, that hopefully this project is going to look better than that drawing. That is how it's supposed to look. I'm so sorry for laughing. It's just, it looks so bad. That is one of the fastest and worst doodles I think I've ever done. Well, anyway, now that you got the color scheme down and the build idea down, let's hop right into this video. Some other things to note is that I'm going to be trying to make this a week normal thing. So one week you'll have an episode, and then the next week you'll hopefully have another one. And also, I have a like goal for this video. In my last one, I got 5 likes. So, to double it, my like goal for this video is 10 likes. Let's see if we can hit it. The moment I got in, I instantly started clearing up this villager house, simply because it was in my way. Squiddo's house was right there. I have been meaning to get rid of it, but just so I could have a better viewing area, I tore down this house fairly quickly, and then began work on laying out the platform. And as you can see in the background, it's already somewhat laid flat, so all I did was fill in some gaps with dirt before going on the worst journey of my life. Now that we got all the materials, it was just simply time to build. And let me give you a small little rundown on what this is supposed to look like. This is the plan. This is the plan. So you'll have like you'll have like you'll have a. It's gotta be higher than that. You'll have a wall, and like there's dividers. There should be dividers. Oh god, this looks horrible. And then you'll have I would say like something on the sides to like, give it that cool looking look. Like a evaluated look, and then you'll have a I'm trying to put a tower in the middle, so you'll have a tower. If you'll have a tower, and let's see, the tower has to be like some purple of some kind. That's pink. It'll have to be purple of some kind, because it is obviously we're doing a Wimbu and he's purple, and the walls will have purple on them too. Like, yeah, look at that. That looks that looks and then we'll have no, yeah, we'll have a door. You know what? Never mind. Scratch that. We'll have no door. Yeah. There, no door, and then instead you'll have a no, you'll have a door up there. You'll have a door up there instead. Like how Rapunzel's tower has that little door at the top. It'll be up there instead of down here. So and then we'll have well, obviously there will be 4 walls. It looks like a spider. There'll be 4 walls, and you'll have like roof panelings, roof, and then what else should we have? Maybe some like vines to make it like, since Wimbu's like in his videos never at his place, to give it an old looking look. Actually, scratch that, because there can't be green in it because it's not on his profile picture. So we'll no. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of this. You'll just have that. Yeah, you'll have 4 walls. The main wall. Then you'll have a tower, and there you go. That is our beautiful, soon-to-be Wimbu house thing. Oh my god, it looks hideous. So after gathering some materials that I thought would be enough, it wasn't. I had to go back and get some more. I will show a few clips of that here in a moment. But as you can see on the walls, there are little signs there. It's warped wood. And I personally believed that it was purple. I stand on that hill, it's purple. But after a good argument with a good friend of mine on YouTube, his name's Nightbringer, please go check him out. It is awesome. It turned out that it's pink. I could have swore on my life that was purple. So, in the next few clips, those signs and trapdoors will be missing. Because, obviously, if his profile is not pink, they can't be on the build. So, yeah. Anyway, here's just some clips of mining. Clearly, as you can see, how this place is hollowed out already. I had already been here to mine. This was my mining spot. So, I truly thought I had enough. I don't know why I did. I only got like 2 stacks, and that was a pretty big build that I needed a lot of different types of deep slate for. So, this entire segment was, I just went back and mined. Throughout this, I did kind of get bored, but the way how I handle boredom is, well, anytime you do a big project like this, the moment I got bored, I'd turn something on. Like, it could be a fun documentary, it would be a Wimbu video, it would be just something I normally enjoy watching that I could, like, periodically look away from my screen and watch just to take a break. Because throughout this entire build, sure, personally, if I do not enjoy this, I would have not done it. I truly am enjoying turning these profile pictures into builds. But yeah, throughout the time, anytime I would just kind of like lose my motivation or lose a creative spark, I'd just kind of sit back, relax, and just, watch some videos, because at the end of the day, I don't want to get burned out on something I love doing. And if you are feeling burned out on something you love doing, then it is alright, always, always okay to take a break for as much time as you need. Because no matter what, whether you're filming a video or you're working on a project, that will always be able to come back to later and continue to be worked on. Like if you're filming a video like I am right now, you can get burned out. You can always just pause the recording, go take a break, go get you something to eat, and then come back and then continue what you're doing. Same thing if you're just normally playing and not, and just not recording. You're just playing for the fun of it. If you get burned out or tired, just take a break, because all that matters is that you're enjoying playing a game you truly love. See, for example, right now I'm paused. That's because I left to go get me something to drink, and I ended up coming back, and all that matters is you enjoy the game that you are playing, rather it be Minecraft like me, rather it be Fortnite, COD. I can't really think of any other games because I don't play them, but after all, that's why I started this channel. I loved playing Minecraft and being able to just joke around with my friends after school, and it made me super happy. And now I do that part time, I guess, because after school I come home and work on a video. I get on Discord with my friends, and it's just something that we all enjoy, that involves us doing and playing a game we love. Now, with that little rant being said, it's time to get back to the video. Hey guys, Editor Puppeteer here. I see you've made it halfway through the video. Well, since you might be enjoying it, or clearly are, how about you go down and pop a little subscribe button and hit a like. Thank you! Alright, now, if it hasn't been obvious, this build consists of a lot of different things, so let's just go through stuff we do need. The first thing we need is smooth basalt. Then obviously we need something purple, so I chose stained glass, purple obviously to be exact. And then we had blackstone, as you could see earlier in that little montage gathering. Then following the purple theme, we had amethyst blocks, since they were one of the more special like purple blocks, other than just using purple concrete and stuff. And then I had cobbled deep slate, since I do not have a pickaxe. That also counts, just like it also counts for the blackstone. All the variants, like the slabs, the stairs, for the cobble deep slate and stuff, it also counts for the stairs and the walls and all of that stuff. And then finally we had basalt pillars. And that was, well, the main blocks we used to build this. Alright, so when I got back, I had a lot of mobs to clear out. I had some zombies, obviously a spider that would not get off by my wall. And as you can see, the design was copy and repeat. You'd have, crap, what was I going to say? Oh, right. Sorry, I do not have a script. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Fun fact, I don't know what I have recorded when I rewatch these clips to voice them over. So, like, throughout the times, some of the things are very weird. For example, this is a future editor puppeteer here. I completely forgot about that drawing I did until I went back and, had the misfortune of seeing what I drew. And, wow. So, back to what I was saying. As you can see, you have cobblestone walls. It goes, obviously you have blackstone. Then you had stairs, cobblestone stairs. And then you would have the the blocks on top with a gap in between. There, it's 5 wide, 2 on each side, and then on the one in the middle would be the purple glass pane. That is how it was set up, and it was just copy and repeat. And then for the places that had that 2 block dip, it was actually an entire blackstone block, smooth blackstone block, then with a slab added on top of it. So, keep that, look to it, as you can see right here. But for some reason, I did not make blocks, so I used slabs. Don't ask me why. But yeah, personally, I liked how it was turning out. But once again, I remembered the signs and I end up taking them down later. But you can see my little outline on what it was supposed to look like. It does look like that, actually. I kept that entire design. I just took down that little dirt spot in the middle because I didn't like the way it was raised. I thought the inside should be at least somewhat level since you can't see it. Boom, sick cut. Look at that. The tower is built. I tried to make a gradient. It doesn't look the best, I'm not even gonna lie. But as you can see up here, this was the base of it. I was trying my hardest. Halfway through, I ended up not liking it, so I redid it. But I had actually changed my mind on something. You know how I mentioned earlier in the little sketch that I wanted the door up there, a door up there? Well, I kind of changed my mind since the builds aren't really meant to be walked into. So instead of having a door there, I decided to have a nether portal there because I actually have a mod on. I have a texture pack on to be exact. That makes lighting a bit better. And it changes the nether portals a lot. It makes it glow very, very nicely. So I thought that, hey, instead of doors, since the nether portal is obviously purple, that can be set up there on both sides for the doors. And I personally liked it. As you can see, I'm admiring my view right next to Squiddo's house. But yeah, like, the nether portal idea, I actually began to really, really like because I thought that that would just be perfect. Because obviously it shoots out the particles a bit, so it would kind of make it. And as you can see from the walls, I removed the signs. I put actual dark oak signs there because dark oak looks black from an angle, so I figured it would work. And then obviously I have those soul torches there, give it a pretty glow. As you can see, they were glowing from that texture pack. And eventually, this tower, fun fact, took me so long because right there, like where I'm looking at, I did not do it right. I messed up badly. So, like, I'm tearing everything down because despite having everything mapped out evenly, I somehow built the walls unevenly on top of it. So, I had to restart that entire thing. Look how pretty the moon is. Look at that. Like, I remember that. I just kind of sat there and, like, stared at it. I wanted to look cool. You know what? Actually, I'm thinking this is going to be my thumbnail. Should I make that my thumbnail? Yeah, I'm going to make that my thumbnail. I think that's what I actually intended that for. That's why I took my armor off and stuff. I wanted that as my thumbnail, as me looking at the moon. Oh, and yeah, there I am. Yeah, I am actually 90% sure I wanted that to my thumbnail. It's not going to, actually. Obviously, I like making my own thumbnails. I don't know why I did that. So I ended up hating the tower so much, in fact, that I actually tore down the entire top part and began replacing it because I looked back at the recordings. It wasn't wrong, like, at all. The entire side part was not wrong. But at the time, I could have swore it was, and I hated it with a passion. So I took everything down because, obviously, I thought, oh, this is wrong. It wasn't. I wasted my time doing that because, like, there was nothing wrong. I went through all that hassle of having to jump down over and over again, pick up blocks, replace them. Like, there was nothing wrong with the first bit. I got picky. I got picky over nothing and went back and did everything. See, looking back at my recordings, there was a lot of stuff I did not have to do. For example, I built the nether portal, and I didn't mention this earlier when I first went in there. I had spawned right next to a fortress. Like, it's like not about 100 blocks away from my portal. And my goal was to get Blackstone, nothing else. Yet I had went in there over and over again and ended up dying about 5 or 6 times. I didn't need to do that. I had no reason to do that. Like, I was in there for something, and then I completely ignored what I was talking about and went straight in there. Like, it was beyond pointless. I had wasted so much time on things I didn't need, which sounds like real life. I'll be doing something, and then I'll see something else. I'll stop and be like, what was I doing? And basically, guess what? I take my problems into my game. Okay, so obviously, after I got that nether portal idea in my mind, I went and started gathering obsidian. I actually have a small little lava pool right next to where the village I'm staying at is. So I went there and I started like getting the obsidian. I had enough diamonds and I made a pickaxe for it, specifically for that, and I just got enough to make me 2 portals. After getting the obsidian, I began work on obviously placing down all the blocks for the tower, and although it's very fast right now, as you can tell, it's sped up. It didn't take me, it was much longer than this. But basically I used fences on the sides of the blocks to give it like a cool kind of pop out look. For the tower part, I did it on all sides. I think it was about 5 up. Yeah, it was 5 up, 4 up with a black stone, and then obviously you had that main block to make it look cool. And I was just very quickly going through. I would build up a bit, and I just started placing the roof on. But I still had some extra stained glass, so I put down the more of those blocks right there and decided I had a perfect plan for them. Alright, after putting the roof on, and obviously you can tell that there's something new there, it's the obsidian, I began to put on what I deemed the best part, the roof, the amethyst roof. Why was that the best part in my opinion? Easy, because it jingles. Anytime you walk over amethyst, it makes like that little like tingle sound. I love it. And as I built, I had my headphones in, so half the time I would stop building and just start running over it. It was awesome. It was awesome. That was in my opinion, that was the best part about building this. So I'm gonna stop yapping and just have a little small little speed playthrough of the build of the roof that finished this entire build. And finally, the building is done. Now, for the last one, I did a small little showcase of the build that didn't turn out too well. It was pretty laggy, but since that was in the first one, I'm committed to the bit. So, I will have one of those for this one, but hopefully it won't be as laggy. So, are you ready?